think one of the great discoveries that the brain functions like a muscle. It's plastic. If you work it changes dynamically in response to what you do to it. If you leave it, it tends to atrophy. The parts of the brain that are concerned with learning and memory is a part of the brain called the hippocampal formation. It's also the same part of the brain that's involved in the processing of information about stress, and it's also very badly affected by depression. We now know with absolute certainty, as certain as we know anything in science, that lots of aerobic exercise, getting out and moving, walking lots, materially affects the volume of the hippocampal formation. It gets bigger as the result of exercise, and the functions it supports get better as the result of exercise. We've done studies, for example, with sedentary college students, and we've made them do forced exercise regimes on exercise bikes and shown that molecules that are expressed in the brain, which float into the blood, including brain-derived neurotrophic factor, go up, and memory in these students goes up. But even more dramatically, this capacity is retained right throughout life. So it's never too late. I'll just pick on one very important study. Art Kramer's group in Chicago have taken a group of about 120 people in their early 70s, divided them randomly into two groups. They live their life as they always live it. And the other group are brought out for a walk 3 times a week. That's all, for about 1.5 miles with a physiotherapist in small groups of 2. And they're followed for a year or so. And what you see is in the walking group, improvements in memory, improvements in attention, an increase in the volume of the hippocampal formation, an increase in the amount of this amazing substance, BDNF, in the blood. And the 72-year-olds start to perform on psychological tests at the same level as 68-year-olds do. So in a very important sense, you've reversed the functional aging of the brain, whereas the other group, who just continue their sedentary telewatching lifestyles, they continue on a pathway of decline. And I like to suggest you only get old when you stop walking. You don't stop walking because you're old.